everybody. I hope you are doing well. So I'm teacher Leila. Today's video will be about the present perfect, or what we call it in Arabic المضارع التام. If you want to know when and how to use the present perfect, let's go together to discover it. First, let's know the form of the present perfect. يلا نعرفوا دابا كيفاش خاصني نصيب هاد ال present perfect. So have or has plus past participle of the verb or تصريف ثالث للفعل. Have, we say I have, you have, he has, she has, it has, we have, you have, and they have. So have or has. Have, I use it with I, you, we, you, and they. And has, I use it with he, she, and it. And past participle of the verb خاصني نعطيكم واحد لا ليست اللي فيها الافعال وتصريف الاول ديالهم وتصريف الثالث اللي خاصكم تحفظوهم par cœur. So like the verb to work, we have the past simple is worked and the past participle is worked. The verb do, it's did and done. So I use done. So you should learn them by heart. So the past participle, verb have or has plus past participle of the verb. This is the form of the present perfect. Let's give you an example. I have just written my lesson. So have plus the past participle of the verb write is written. Okay, so have plus past participle. This is the form of the present perfect. When we use the present perfect method, first, the present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. هادشي علاش سميناه المضارع التام، عنده صلة ولا للإشارة أن هناك صلة بين الحاضر والماضي. المضارع حاضر والتام شي حاجة دازت لي في الماضي. غتقول لي علاش ما نستعملوش الماضي البسيط the simple past؟ علاش نصدع راسي أنا بهاد ال present perfect؟ No, stop. Because in the simple past we should mention the time. خاصني نحدد الوقت بالضبط في الماضي اللي وقعت فيه ديك الحاجة. But here in the present perfect I don't mention the time. ما كنحددش الوقت. Okay? So here it's the difference between the simple past which is الماضي and the present perfect which is المضارع التام. Pay attention. A simple past, we mention the time. Present perfect, we don't mention time. في الماضي البسيط كنحدد الوقت بالضبط في الماضي. But present perfect ما كنحددش الوقت. ما كنحددش الوقت امتى في الماضي. كنعطي لاكسيون وقعت في الماضي ما كنحددش الوقت. Here I use the present perfect. Let's take the first thing when we use the present perfect. انتاش كنستعمل انا هاد المضارع التام when I have just done something. مني كنكون يلاه درت واحد الحاجه درتها في الباست مي يلاه درتها. I have just done it. Here I use the present perfect. غنعطيكم مثال. Drank water. I have just drank water. يلا شربت الماء. أنا شربته. That's l'action. But I have just. يلا درت ديك الحاجة. I have just drank water. I have just drank water. Or another example. have just eaten an orange. I have just eaten an orange. So يلا كليت الليمونة. So الليمونة كليتها في الباس but I have just eaten it. يلا كليتها. I have just eaten an orange. Another example. مني كيعيط لي ماما ولا كتعيط لي بابا كيقول لي اجي نتعشى اجي نتغدى غنقول ليه يلا كليت هذيك يلا كليت كيفاش غنقولها اون انجلي I have just eaten. No I have just eaten. I have just eaten. So يلا كليت. هذيك يلا كليت is the present perfect. المضارع التام present perfect which is have or has plus the past participle of the verb. Another example. Look, I'm doing my homework. I have just finished my homework. يلا ساليت الواجبات ديالي. I have just finished my homework. Okay, here I used also the present perfect because I have just done with something. يلا ساليت واحد الحاجة. I have just finished my homework. Okay, also we use the present perfect when we want to talk about something happened in the past, but maybe I forget the time. Oh, also, I don't want to mention the time. كنستعمل المضارع التام حاجة أخرى اللي هي إلا بغيت نعاود على شي أكسيون دازت ليا في الباست ولا في الماضي وما كنبغيش نحدد الوقت ولا كنكون نسيت الوقت. So here I use the present perfect. For example, I visited America. I have visited America. Here I use the present perfect. Why? علاش؟ Because I didn't mention the time. ما حددتش الوقت بالضبط إمتى زرت أمريكا. الله أعلم. So here I use the present perfect. Is it correct to say I visited America? Yes, هي صحيحة. But I should mention the time. خاصني نحدد الوقت. إلا استعملت الماضي البسيط صحيح I visited America. But I should mention the time. خاصني نحدد الوقت بالضبط. For example, I visited America last year. Here I mentioned the time in the past. حددت الوقت في الماضي. So last year here that give me the possibility to use the simple past, الماضي البسيط. But when I didn't use the time or I didn't mention the time, I should use the present perfect. مني ما كنحددش الوقت كنستعمل المضارع التام. I have visited America. مني كنستعمل المضارع التام كنخلي هذاك الانسان الاخر اللي كيسمع ليا ما كيتسنانيش نقول ليه الوقت كيعرفني استعملت المضارع التام دونك ما غاديش نعطيه الوقت المحدد. الا استعملت الماضي البسيط كيتسناني نحدد ليه الوقت ولا نعطيه الوقت بالضبط. كون كنتفرج وكنشوف شي فيلم شفتو What I should say أنا الفيلم شاهدته في الماضي شفته ولكن ما عقلتش الوقت بالضبط إمتى شفته دونك ما غاديش نحدد الوقت. Here I use the present perfect. I have seen this movie before. شفت هذا الفيلم but when I don't know بالضبط الوقت إمتاش ما كنعرفش ما عقلتش. So I use the present perfect. I have seen this movie before. شفت هذا الفيلم من قبل. I have seen this movie before. Or another example. I'm looking for a story. Oh, I have read this story before. I have read this this story before. قريت هاد القصة من قبل. قريتها. I have read this story before. But I didn't mention the time when. ما حددتش الوقت بالضبط إمتى قريتها. So I have read this story before. قريتها. But I didn't mention the time. If I want to mention the time, إلا بغيت نحدد الوقت ما غاديش نستعمل present perfect، غادي نستعمل simple past اللي هو الماضي. So if I want to use the past or the simple past، إلا بغيت نستعمل الماضي البسيط خاصني نحدد الوقت بالضبط. هذا هو الفرق ما بين present perfect و past simple or the simple past. So I will say I read this story last month. الشهر اللي فات قريت هاد الحكاية، قريتها الشهر اللي فات. So I read this story last month. So here I mention the time exactly. So when I mention the time exactly, I use the simple past. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you are a new one, just subscribe. If you like the video, click in the like, and also if you have any questions, just write them in the comments below. If you didn't see the other videos is about the simple present and the present continuous, go and check. So see you next week inshallah. Goodbye.